Welcome to Going Over Bet Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm Vintown. This is a Scotsman. Scotsman, how's it going?
I mean, I'm a big AEW fan. We've got CM Punk just showing up. We got Daniel Bryan possibly coming at All Out. Life could only be better if Braun Strowman and The Fiend showed up as well, Vince.
Yeah, that would be a magical day when Lily and the puppets from the puppet show all show up on AEW and bury the young talent. That's the dream.
That's my dream anyway.
Yeah. We're getting together today for AEW All Out 2021. Right now we got 3 matches with odds, but, you know, we've been doing this a while. We can kind of suss out what the odds might be, because I think they will be out later this week.
Yeah, there's like 10 matches announced so far, and only 3 matches with odds, which is kind of frustrating, but it's easy enough for us. We can say who we think will win the match, and then what odds we would basically bet them at.
Right. So I will be at All Out. You'll be watching at home, so, you know, let me know how it goes.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy the Big Show match and the Chris Jericho match live. I know they are 2 of your favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yes, definitely. You know, no more BS. But a lot of BS for my fandom of him. I'm full of BS.
Yes, you are.
Okay, well, as always, we post these odds on betwrestlingpodcast.com. If you want to bet, you can get referral links. I know Bet Online has a great deposit bonus going on right now. I believe it's 100% up to 1,000.
And they've also been running prop bets lately. They did a prop bet for who CM Punk's first opponent would be. I did say on our website, Darby Allen, bet everything you have on it. I hope you listened. And they also have a prop on who Daniel Bryan's next opponent will be. So, or the first opponent in AEW. So, Bet Online is awesome for betting props for wrestling. Get on that.
Yeah, I saw right now, this isn't AEW, but it's WWE. You can bet on will Samoa Joe be the NXT champion at the end of 2021? Yes, minus 200. No, plus 150. So that's a fun little bet.
And based on the shape of him at the TakeOver event, he's not going to be the champion for another month. The dude is done. And I love Samoa Joe, but he's past it. Bet the no on that one.
Yeah, well, you know, Karrion Kross not known for making people look good, so. But anyway, let's get to the real event, AEW All Out 2021. Like we said, we have 3 matches with odds. Let's get to the AEW World Championship match. Kenny Omega is a huge favorite at minus 600. Christian Cage is plus 350.
Has to be Kenny. I see no other outcome. There's, you know, I wouldn't bet Christian at plus 1,000 odds. Kenny all the way.
Yeah, there might be something here if Christian hadn't already beat him once, but the way AEW goes, I just can't imagine Christian beating him twice in a row.
They have did a good job, though, with actually putting up interest in the match, because like a month ago, it was like, man, who cares? Now it's like, hey, I'm actually really pumped for this match. And even though the outcome's pretty much inevitable, we know these two could have an awesome match, and it should be a fun event, and who knows what will happen after the match is over. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, we also have Andrade El Idolo making his AEW pay-per-view debut against Pac. Andrade is minus 300. Pac is plus 200.
Another one that unfortunately is probably unbettable. Maybe if Pac went out to around plus 500, plus 600, I'd be tempted to place a small bet on him. But, I mean, Andrade's the one that I'm more invested in right now. He's also the one that I think his character just really needs the win. Pac's someone that his work rate is so damn good that he can also eat a loss, no problem. So, you know, if I'm not a big fan of betting at those odds, but Andrade's very likely to win that one.
I would almost say a small bet on Pac myself. Maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part, but I just don't know if this Andrade thing is really working out so far. And Pac, is always the man. So I could see it being a death triangle kind of night. But I don't know, like you said, if this odds gets a little bit higher, I'll definitely be thinking about it. As of now, it's a maybe.
Yeah, just at the current price, it's not worth it. But if he drifts to plus 400, depending on what happens on Dynamite, it's definitely worth a small bet.
So we also have CM Punk making his AEW in-ring debut at minus 500, taking on Darby Allen at plus 300.
I mean, is there any question? I mean, yeah, CM Punk wants to work with these guys, get them over and all that stuff. But it's his first match. He's not losing this one, is he?
Yeah, I would be really shocked. I mean, happily shocked, but really shocked if he lost. This is in Chicago. This is his first match back. He's going to have a lot of eyeballs. He's got a lot of potentially big matches in his, future. I feel like a win here wouldn't hurt Darby at all. And it would, just make everyone know CM Punk is back. And yeah, I can't justify a bet on Darby here, even though I think that would be cool.
Yeah, the money's actually going on Punk heavily. He opened up at minus 400 and already jumping. So if you're looking to back Darby Allen, which we would not advise, wait until closer to the show. You're probably going to get about plus 800 odds on him at that point.
Yeah, so of those are the only matches with official odds thus far. We do have more matches on the card that are announced. We're just going to kind of guess. We'll go with no BS, Paul White. I saw he was 1-5 at Canby at one point, so I was like minus 500. Taking on QT Marshall, who would probably be like plus 400 or something like that. Anything to see here?
It's one of those weird ones where I almost am convinced myself that QT Marshall could win. This is AEW, not WWE. Things are a lot different, QT Marshall, whole bunch of outside interference, anything. So I don't know. It's one of those where I'm looking at it, and if the odds present themselves, if it's plus 400 or above, I might bet it. I mean, Big Show, it's not like he needs to win, right? He's not going in a bloody title program with Kenny Omega after this or anything. So, I can almost actually justify a QT thing. As it is, it'll probably end up being Big Show win, cheap pop. But, plus 500 and above, I think I'll do a small bet on QT Marshall.
I might take those odds because I think there's no way that QT Marshall is going to win this match. Paul White making his debut. It's an easy pop for the crowd, easy, quick match. And, if you're going to do something with Paul White, the thing to do is Anthony Ogogo. And the way you get to Anthony Ogogo is to beat QT Marshall.
Maybe QT Marshall will win, and then Daniel Bryan will come out for revenge, and we'll finally get that Bryan QT feud we've been waiting for all these years.
Yeah, I've been fantasy booking that one and for years. I'm sure Tony Khan has too. This is an interesting match. TNT Championship, Miro taking on Eddie Kingston. My gut would say that this would be like Miro minus 250, maybe Eddie plus 200, something like that. What do you think?
That seems like a good price. A lot of people I would agree with those odds as well. Like, this one isn't in the bank yet. I do think Miro will win. I'd probably bet him at like minus 150 and so on. Eddie, I don't know. I think if you're going to give him the win, you do it at the New York show. So I could see, Miro winning, maybe doing a rematch down there and something. But Miro, depending on what his price is, he would be worth a bet if he's anything below, like, I wouldn't go as high as minus 200, but anything below that, I would back Miro to win.
Yeah, I believe Miro will win this. Like you said, there's not enough story behind this for it to be his title loss. He's got a lot of steam left. But yeah, anything below minus 200, I would be all over Miro. It's just, where does that number land? We also have John Moxley taking on Satoshi Kojima. I would be surprised if they even put out odds on this. If I was to put a line, I would say John Moxley like minus 1,000. Kojima's best days are behind him, and we know that he's not the end game for John Moxley taking on Japanese wrestlers.
Exactly. Kojima's, he's awesome actually. He's had a really good year and all that too. That should actually be a banger of a match, and I'm really looking forward to it. But from a betting perspective, if Mox is minus 600, you probably still bet him. It's probably still a good value bet. Like you said, Mox is just the first, Kojima is the first step for Mox, and many more steps to go. Moxley's taking this one here.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably ending with Tanahashi. That would be a lot of fun, but not yet. How about this? The AEW Women's World Championship. We have the champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. I did a great interview with Britt Baker last week on MilwaukeeRecord.com if you want to check that out.
It really was a good interview, actually. It was phenomenal with very unique questions, and I'm not just blowing smoke up Vince's ass like I do for the other interviews he usually does. This really was a good interview. Go check it out. And actually, we will retweet it as well at whatever the heck our Twitter account is, Bet Wrestling Pod, I believe. So, yeah, I'll retweet it or share it on there.
Okay, we'll appreciate that. But yeah, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, takes on Chris Statlander. This is a tough one. I could see Britt being as high as minus 500. But really, I could see her being minus 200 too. Anywhere in between those two numbers. And then Chris Statlander will be a big underdog. I'm just not sure I see a title change. How about you?
No, definitely not. Britt, just recently won the title, and she's awesome. You should not take it off her. You look at TV the last few weeks, Statlander was the next inevitable opponent, and if this was later on and TV had been booked different, I'd be much more, looking forward to betting on Statlander, but she's almost been an afterthought at this point. Baker's easily taking this one and retaining the title in Britago.
Yeah, there is the AEW Women's World Champion Casino Battle Royal will be on the pre-show. I don't know if we should really get into that because who knows what the odds will be. With the Casino Battle Royal, I always like to say bet the wild card. And I think this time especially because I believe it will be a bigger name.
Well, you got it right with the Casino Ladder match at Double or Nothing. The wild card was Brian Cage, and he won at plus 275 odds. This one is, I've been looking through, if you look, I covered on podcast just a couple of weeks ago there, we covered all the AEW betting upsets, and the top five, had three Battle Royal entrants, or two, sorry, and the ladder matches, all that's all upsets. So if you look at the history, definitely don't bet the favourite. Wildcard's a good bet. I would say look at someone not in the rankings based on the history of it, like someone that's not in the top five. If you're going to go with someone in the top five, Ty Conti's the one to go with, but I don't think she's winning this one. I think someone outside the top five, just historically, is what they want to do. So wildcard or someone outside of the top five in betting odds is who you should bet on.
Yeah, this one, I really do think it's going to be a big surprise with the wild card, and I think that person will win to set up a match at the Arthur Ashe Stadium show in New York. And, unless it's Thunder Rosa, which I think it's too early for that, there's nobody else here who has earned that big stage. Whether that's the wrestler's fault or the booker's, that's another story. But Nyla Rose and Britt Baker aren't going to have another match at Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's just not going to happen.
Let's hope not, anyway.
Yeah. Okay, how about this? If Jericho loses, he will retire. Chris Jericho versus MJF. Um, I can't even. Is this going to be the closest odds of the night? Is this going to be like a -110 versus -110 type of thing, or?
I don't think so. I think AEW, they stick to the stipulations, unlike certain other companies who I won't name. So, you really have to ask yourself: do you see Chris Jericho retiring? I don't. He can still go. He's actually, he gets a lot of slack, but he can still go. They wouldn't just rush it. I think Jericho's going to be -350 odds, and unfortunately unbettable at that point. If I was going to back MGF, I would probably only do +300 or above. What about you?
This is a tough one. I kind of do feel like Jericho is going to win, even though he probably should lose, in my opinion. But yeah, I think I would maybe bet MJF at +200. That everyone in the world expects Chris Jericho to win this match. That would be a really harsh ending to Chris Jericho's career.
That is true, and it would really put MJF on the map. And I think Jericho does want to put these guys over. It just feels a little bit too early for him to retire, but you never know.
But yeah, this is dealer's choice. We got to see. This is one where we really do have to see the odds to make a recommendation. But
so
Chris Jericho,
I would take MJF at about +300. Vince probably +200. So pay attention to those odds. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be like +500 or something.
Right, and then finally, Young Bucks, Lucha Brothers, Steel Cage match, AEW World Tag Team Championship. To me, this is going to be really close to a pick'em, because I can see this one going either way, and with the cage match stipulation, it's just going to be a match. It's going to be straight up.
Yeah, I mean, Lucha Brothers, Young Bucks, these guys fought Double or Nothing 2019. Young Bucks were +165 underdogs there, and they picked up the win in the 9th biggest upset in AEW history. So, this one, I mean, I could see pick'em odds as well. That one actually opened up as pick'em odds, and then Lucha Brothers got all the money on them. Pick'em odds seems about right, because it really is a 50-50 match. I would probably go with the Lucha Brothers, just because more than anything else, it's the inside the steel cage, that whole stipulation that Young Bucks can only win with interference. Yeah, Lucha's most likely win. Although we don't know if they're going to, do the trios titles and have them with Pac and so on, Death Triangle winning. Yeah, I'm already ready to change my mind. So it's very, very tough. If either team goes above +150, bet them. That's what I say.
That's good odds. I can kind of see the Young Bucks winning. I think I'm looking at this card and I'm just seeing a lot of, babyface wins. CM Punk, potentially. Chris Jericho, potentially. John Moxley, most likely. And the Young Bucks are the Young Bucks. They can hold these titles forever and no one will complain. But I love the Lucha Brothers. They won at All Out 2019 as well. That's a good circular story. The cage match, that Phoenix is going to do something absolutely insane with that cage. I like what you said. Anything above +150, just grab that value, because
yeah, it's a coin flip basically. So yeah, anything above coin flip odds, jump right on it.
All right, that's it for the card as of now. They put this prop out a couple times, so I'll throw it out there for you. What will be the best match, star rating, Dave Meltzer wise? A lot of times they put odds on that. Which match is going to win that?
Young Bucks Lucha Brothers is no question. I mean, there's going to be a lot of matches on this card that are going to be like 4 stars or above, but nothing will beat Bucks, Lucha Brothers. Maybe QT Marshall, Big Show, but that's quite the dark horse.
Yeah, my dark horse bet would actually be Kenny Omega versus Christian. If they did put those odds out, Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers would definitely be the favorite, as it should be, because it will be insane. But I think Kenny Omega and Christian Cage left a lot on the table with that last match, and I believe Meltzer went over 4 stars on that. So there's a potential for a really, outstanding match there.
Yeah, one thing to remember too with that is Omega and Christian probably aren't going to have any botches, but with the moves that Bucks and Lucha Brothers do, there's a good opportunity for a few, little mistakes and so on that can bring a star rating down. So in that regard, Omega Christian, if that one's above plus 150, plus 200, yeah, I would say that's a great underdog bet.
Okay, well, that's it for AEW All Out 2021. If you want to bet that, check out our website, betwrestlingpod.com. We have betwrestlingpodcast.com.
Yeah, and we post weekly odd updates there, and we'll have odd updates for AEW All Out as soon as the All Out. Get it? Because the odds aren't all out yet, but they will be all out.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's it for today. Should be a great show. Looking forward to it. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the QT Marshall podcasts.
Who's the champion? We the champion. I the champion. We're the champion sound. Who's the champion? We the champion. I the champion. We're the champion sound. Who's the champion? We the champion. I the champion. We're the champion sound. Who's the champion? We the champion.